Yo, what it do,
What's
St.
up?
Louis? It
What's
is
up?
7 a.m. Tuesday morning. So y'all know what time it is. It's time for the St. Louis Hustle podcast. And we are coming to you live and direct from the Shell A Where You At Studios here in
Is
St.
that,
Louis,
that's
Missouri.
what that's what I'm that's what I'm
we got
talking about.
we've got a wonderful show lined up for you today, man. Do you know anybody who's got an
Man.
issue with holding on to stuff, right? We're talking about hoarders
Ooh-wee.
this morning, man. Michelle's got some experience with some folks who would not throw anything away. So let us know if you got some
Man.
experience with people who hoard. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Just don't post any links. We would love to give you a free business shout out because this thing, man, is funny. I'm a big fan of the show Hoarders, and not really
Man.
understood the psychological profile of people who
Man.
hoard. It is something, man. And it's worth
It
having a
is.
conversation about. We're going to talk about how you recognize a hoarder in training, right? You see somebody going down that path, and
You
before you
do.
long, you can't get out your house. So you're gonna have
You
to learn
trapped.
how to recognize those folks, man. So we are excited. And again, keep those comments rolling. Make sure you like the page. Make sure you hit the share button if you're checking this out live on our social platforms. If you're listening to this on the podcast, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast and share it with a friend. So now, Michelle, let's go ahead and run our intro.
Our intro.
Yeah, there we go. Michelle's gonna beatbox. I'm gonna spit some bars like chocolate dropper, and it's going down. It's going down. And if you guys know any musicians, any entertainers, any producers that might be interested in making a few dollars by helping us with an intro, then we would welcome that. We would welcome at least the conversation, unless you're talking about you got a super producer that want
Oh
$500,000
yeah.
for us to
Oh yeah.
get an intro. But guys, go ahead and smash that share button. Comment where you're from.
Smash.
Also, let us know the name of your business and or your brand, so we can give you that
Shout out.
free business shout out. But we're gonna go ahead and officially start the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. That's my girl, Michelle A.
Hey.
And we are coming to you live and direct from the Monetize My Life studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Listen, if you have a gift, talent, or special ability that you are struggling to monetize, then go grab this book and my course on how to become an influencer. You put the two together, and boom, you, my friend, are on your way. All you got to do is go to the link in the description or click on monetizemylifenow.com and you'll get everything that you need right there. Uh, Michelle, how was your weekend,
That's my
sis?
name. Man, the weekend was cool. I really didn't do a lot. Well, I sort of did, but I sort of didn't, but I sort of did. Right about that. And so, with everything going on with the COVID and all of that, and so many things that normally happen that are traditional for St. Louis are not happening because of the coronavirus.
hmm hmm
And so, normally this time of year, I myself will participate in St. Louis's annual Sister Strut. Right, I've done
Yeah.
it. This would have been my fourth year doing it, and so this year, because of Corona and everything, they did a virtual walk. Oh, first of all, when the stuff we supposed to do together, I'm just saying, I love the folks over at Sister Strut, but I got to give y'all the thanks
Ah,
because I'm just like things that we're supposed to do together. Everything can be virtual. How we walking
right,
virtually?
right,
And
right.
virtual walk. So what we did at the job is we got a small team of ladies together, about 10, and we did our
hmm
own walk. And
Gotcha.
everything was great until we was like, which way we going? We going over here? No, which way you want to go? Well, we all gonna go this way. Well, who gonna make the decision? We're a team. You can do. We gonna do what
Ah,
y'all say do. This is
so
why
thank
we
God
need.
for organizers, right? Because they already have the route mapped out for you.
Oh, I was like, man, just take the lead. If you, just, I love a leader, and I can respect the leaders. This is all I want your opinion and everything. But when everybody says, "Now, tell us what to do," don't come back. Don't can't throw it back to us and go, "No, no, it's your you say you're the leader." right, to go. So
Yes, lead and we will follow. That's
we
it.
would follow, you know. But it was still cool. We did it out there in Earth City, and everything was okay until they started talking about coyotes and foxes. I don't do nothing dog friendly or dog familiar. You know what I'm saying? Assimilated dogs, wolves, foxes, coyotes, jackals. I don't do nothing in that family.
Wow.
And every
Wow.
time, oh wait, there is a coyote out there. See this. I'm about to give up on that. I just be at the altar on Sunday praying for him. Don't say, because I can't outrun a coyote. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
All I really need to do is outrun the slowest person in this pack. Which
That's what I'm gonna
right now is this 4-year-old. So hey, I'm sorry.
do. Hey,
It go down the way it go down.
we're gonna serve you up. We're gonna
You know what
serve
I'm
you
saying?
up.
I'm very sorry. If I get past a little quickly, hey, it's not my fault. Put on your back and run. You should have tried to run and hold a hand. It's your own fault. Anyway, so that's what I did this weekend. It still was kind of fun. So
Yeah, it is a kind of it's a bummer. You know, that kind of
is.
stuff brings a lot to the city. A lot of people brings a lot of people out in the
Yes, it
city,
does.
and you know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of organizations come together, and
Yeah.
it's a fun time down at Sister Strut. So
Yeah.
it's sad that a lot of that stuff just it ain't the same, man.
It
The
is
taste of St.
not.
Louis and all of that kind
Oh,
of stuff. The
I
tailgating for the ball games and
yes, 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 yes.
you know, you can't really go hang out at Ballpark Village and all of that
Not
stuff,
really.
man. So
Yeah.
hopefully this stuff runs amok soon and it's over with. I
Yeah.
mean, looking at your president, I think we got a handle on it because
Oh,
he was in and out of there, wasn't he? He's like, hey, I got the virus. No, I don't.
and you know what? Somebody lying. That's all I gotta say. Like your grandma used to be like, get y'all all in a row. Somebody lying. That's what your president. First of all, he got it right, and
That's
and
what they
so not
say.
only I'm glad you said it. Here I come with my conspiracy theory. They say he got it, but it's right in front of election time, and I do not put
Mhm.
it past him. I do not. Here's the thing: when you deal with a liar, because I've dealt with a lot of
Mhm.
liars in my life. Thank you all former liars that participated in Michelle A's life. Thank you because you gave me the game. When you deal with a liar and they lie all the time, you have a tendency not to believe anything they say.
Yeah, yeah. It's
He lie all the time.
the boy who cried wolf is real. It's like, Jigga, you no, I don't care what you say, you ain't got that, man. No,
I
I don't believe you. And you gonna throw your wife in there too. Nah,
Right,
I'm not.
under the bus.
No.
Because it makes more sense if you go with me. And she's like, okay, how much money is in it for me? Okay, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? So she gonna sell out for some shoes. So it
Absolutely.
just, I don't think he really has after I made my notes for the show and I really thought about it and watched the news, and I'm like, he got in and out of there in 3 days. They mixed
Mhm.
together this cocktail of medications for him that probably would come on. You don't know what the side effects are from. Well, they do know. I'm sorry, they do know for
Mhm.
the one of the medicines. They know that one of the side effects is it makes you manic.
Oh
Do we
crap! That's the
do we
last
right
thing we need
right
out of President Trump is
right manic?
or should I say, um, hasn't he always been manic? Maybe
I was
this is
gonna
something he's
say.
always
You hear
maybe
me? Maybe it'll have
he's
a
been on this
counter
cocktail
effect.
already.
Right. He's like, oh, I've been sipping on this. You know, so swirling it around like y'all want some? Nah, it's good. I got 2 straws. But so one of two things will happen. It'll have the opposite effect, and he might
Mhm,
level out. Probably not
mhm.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Or he's going to increase the ridiculous actions that he's doing, which I think pulling this stunt. Somebody made the statement. Do you think that he's being released from the hospital too soon because he's trying to prove that he's invincible and he can beat Corona? I think it's a stunt right in front of we vote next month, right? On
Yeah.
who this new president is going to be. I think it's a
Hmm.
stunt 30 days out because he knows he's losing. But
Yeah.
what greater way to get votes if you get in there and say, I took this medication of cocktails. I beat it. I'm 74 years old and I got it. It's gone. And vote for
Hmm.
me because I know what's going. I found a cure.
Right. Right.
This Joker is lying, and don't y'all believe him? He is lying. And
Yeah.
now the other 10 people or the 9 people that's with him, I believe they possibly have it. And
Right.
Blondie, who's always speaking on his behalf, I can't stand her no way. She
Yeah.
finds a
And
way to twist all his stuff into goodness, and that's crazy.
right. And you think about it, the I had not seen President Trump on my Facebook timeline as much as I have when they said he got the virus. So he dominated the news cycles for these last 3 days, which could have, helped him out in the polls and all that kind of stuff. But nevertheless, man, like you said, when someone is been caught in numerous lies, it's hard. And then lying about little stuff, man. It's like, all right, man, we can't believe you when you get the big stuff coming. I think he should have had his wife announce that, hey, you know what, I came down with the virus and I think I passed it on to my honey. And I think that would have been more believable. But now that you are out of the hospital, even I don't know, because now it makes me question this whole thing, right? This whole thing, because now you got you in and out. You took a super cocktail. It's got you out in 3 days. Day one, you leaving your hospital to go wave at your fans and just a little crazy stuff like that. It's like, foolish. Come on, even you don't even know how to play the game right. You done made this thing the boogeyman, and but all of a sudden you get it, and now you're Superman, and so it's just crazy, man. So. Hopefully, and here's what I do have a gripe with, Michelle. All my good Christian brothers and sisters, you gotta be careful what you put on social media, y'all. It just don't look good. So you passing around these memes that he got the virus and you hope he died. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where they do that at?
Are you kidding me?
In the body of Christ. Yeah. I'm glad he got it, and I hope he don't make it. I'm like, wait a minute. You the same one that just keep on sending me that blessing flower in my inbox.
The shimmery one. The one that say, "Oh, you better pass it on or else." Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, you on one side of your post, you're talking about God is good all the time, and now you're hoping our president die. You can't do that kind of stuff, y'all. I know you don't like the man, and if I ask half of y'all why you don't like him, you probably couldn't tell me in an articulate manner. You just don't like him because everybody else don't like him, right? Correct. So you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. But nevertheless, we've got to get on to this hoarding stuff. But what's up with the coronavirus number? Speaking of your president and corona.
Your president made number 136,000. No, for Missouri, we got 136,000. Illinois is at 305. Yikes. Yeah. Again, I don't count death totals. We ain't counting death, we count life. So you still, if you're in the numbers, you're still in the land of the living. And that's what we're gonna focus on. So this hoarding thing, man. Now hoard, that's a real thing right there. That is a real thing. My mother she wasn't a ridiculous hoarder, but she used to hoard food. And
wow. Okay.
She would hoard, she would send us to the grocery or send me, and this is as I'm grown, send me to the grocery store 90 times in one weekend. Okay, go to Safeway, go to Save-A-Lot, go to Schnucks, go to this. I go to 5 different grocery stores getting all this stuff she need, and it's just her and my daddy and my nephew in the house. I'm like, you got enough food to be the army. You got me going to the grocery store all weekend and then every week all weekend. You got food. Wow. Too much food. She had so much food in her freezer, we couldn't close. She had a deep freezer in her basement. I can't get the freezer door closed. That's how much stuff you got stuffed in here. Old meat, because you keep sending me the meats on Chambers. Old meat down at the bottom of the freezer that you ain't even got to the bottom of it. Man. And I was like, Mom, canned goods falling off the shelf. I said, we're selling this, we're giving it away. What are we doing? Just in case. In case what? What is your just in case?
In case the coronavirus comes, Michelle, you can't get out.
Apparently. But yeah, so I've known and lived in that. Her bed used to, it's now some things are, I think, hereditary, and my bed, now I'm not a hoarder. We try and put my business out there. I ain't no hoarder. However,
well, we're gonna call Kylie and we're gonna call your kids to the stand and see
because that's what happens with them.
Because you say you ain't a hoarder,
I'm
just like you say you're not a cougar, Michelle. But we found out last week that this started a long time ago with your baby dad.
Oh, there's a
So
sniper in the building. There's a sniper in the building. Shots fired. Shots
come on,
fired.
I'm just attracting these young boys, but then we find out that your baby daddy, you went and grabbed him out the cradle.
Oh, you know, that was not my fault. That was not my fault. Okay, maybe it was, but I really had a good reason. She was looking grown. He was looking grown. That's all I'm saying. But my kids used to tease me and say that I had so much stuff on my bed, and really stuff on my bed. If I'm reading the mail or reading a book, it just would be on that side of the bed. And then so my kids was like, "Mama, you ain't gonna never get a husband." And I'm like, "Why would you say that? Where you gonna sleep? Right? But where you gonna sleep? Where you gonna? He ain't got nowhere to sleep. You ain't gonna find one." I'm like, but I'm happy to report my bed is clear of debris today, fresh everything, and there is a small, somewhat manageable pile of clothes on my floor.
So, ladies and gentlemen, do you know any hoarders who are outright hoarders, or do you know any Michelle hoarders who are hoarders in denial? Because apparently she hoards a little bit, but she don't want to admit it.
I could have a problem. Okay.
And so I'm not a hoarder, Michelle. I'm just a little junky. I'm just a little messy. I don't have a whole lot of stuff, but the stuff that I do have is all over the place. If I pan this camera around my office, you would say it's just a mess.
He's a free hoarder,
Michelle. It's just I just leave. It's like Lee says all the time. It's like you just leave mess in your wake everywhere you go. It's just
that is so.
It's like a tornado, man. Everywhere you go, you just leave mess behind. How do you do that? And I don't know, Michelle. I just, and my kids got it honest because I would go in the kitchen and who left the bread open? Who left the milk on the counter? You just got cereal. Close them cereal back up. And they all looking at me like, you get it from you, Dad.
Right, exactly. You're like, you do. Who left the milk out? You did. Oh, whatever. I'm sorry. My bad. Right. So you're a pre-hoarder. I'm in denial, but you're on your way. I understand.
Yeah. I could very well be on my way to hoarding some stuff, man. So guys, if you got issues or you know anybody with hoarders, give us your greatest experience with a hoarder. And we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get a little bit serious with this, man, because there is a serious component to this. There's some things that go on inside the mind of a hoarder. And I'm not talking about someone who, like Michelle's mom was not a hoarder. She was just a prepper. She was a doomsday prepper is what she was. So she was just preparing. Yeah, she was just preparing for a hard time. But there are people who hoard some crazy stuff, man. When I saw that show on those hoarders, and it's like, you got 50 lemon cats?
Right.
Really?
I watched it all last night to prepare for today. Dragging animals in it? Oh.
It's crazy, man. So give us while we're on break, go ahead and type in the chat your greatest experience with a hoarder. And for those of you who are not typing, we understand that it is you. Somebody's probably typing about you. So yeah, I keep it live right here.
Hey, good morning, Wealth Champions. Hey, listen, if you want to be financially successful, then you have to do what financially successful people do. And I know there's a few things that all wealthy people have in common. Number one, they understand that building wealth is a team sport. Number two, they understand the power of capitalism and business enterprise. Number three, they love to use systems and leverage. And number four, they all have mentors. My name is H. Cortez, also known as Financial Health Mentor. And for the last 5 years, I've been helping hardworking Americans get all of these things in place with one single membership. You want to learn more about that, go to myperfectmoneyplan.com. Again, that's myperfectmoneyplan.com. And you're going to get a team of professionals, so you're not building wealth by yourself. You're going to get a system that's going to help you transform your finances. And last but not least, you're going to get some great mentorship to help you execute your game plan. So again, go to myperfectmoneyplan.com, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast, and where Michelle is never paying attention. And it's okay. It's okay, Michelle. That's just what we have come to accept, that when we come back from break, Michelle is going to be doing something she don't have no business. She's probably trying to figure out what she's going to hoard next. That's probably what's happening, y'all. She's setting up her hoarding schedule.
You know what? Shoes. I was just thinking about it. I have shoes in my closet that I know I'm never going to wear. I buy them because they're cute. And I'm like, oh, they're cute. I think I can rock them. Some I do. Others, I get them and my feet be like, girl, this is not what's going to happen today or next year.
Right.
And I don't give them away. I probably have, for dress shoes, heels, I probably have, and I know people that beat my numbers, but I probably have 15-ish pair of heels.
Wow.
Brand new that I ain't never wore, or I might be worn once.
Right. Your feet like, I thought she liked us. What?
Right.
Why is she trying to cram us in these? There's no way.
Man, there are some shoes I put them on, and I was doing it's that dadgum on the virus. Had me online shopping all through the winter, and then I wore them shoes in the house, and it was house shoes. But when I got outside, I was like, I can't walk in these. This is not working.
This was good on the carpet, but this gravel ain't.
walking like a baby deer. Oh, whoa! Watch out! She's going down goes Frazier. Whoa! Yeah, I cannot afford to slip and fall. I'm too old. I'm too big. I cannot. I can't do it. So yeah. So when I started researching this topic again, because I know people who are hoarders, and I was like, okay, let me just really get into this. And so what I wanted to do was just really look at what they classically define as a hoarder, right?
Okay.
And so they says people with a hoarding disorder. They excessively save items that others may view as worthless. Ding, number one. They have a persistent difficulty with getting rid of or parting with their possessions, leading to clutter that disturbs their ability to or disrupts their ability to use their living or work spaces, their common areas. Yeah. So first thing came to my mind is, as I looked around my home, I was like, I am not a hoarder. I might be a little cluttery, or like you said, a little messy, but I'm not like a hoarder. I know that when I have something, I'm like, okay, that needs to go to the trash, And I recently just cleaned my room. And I literally had to take a trash bag and go through and just trash. I haven't touched it in 90 days. That's my rule. If I ain't touched it in 90 days, away it goes. Clothes, if I haven't worn it in 6 months, because I wear winter clothes in the summer because our office is always so cold. So if I haven't worn it in 6 months, away it goes. It's either being given away. Some things you just don't give away. Some things just need to be gone, throw the whole thing away. So
what you're saying is, Michelle, in preparation for the show, you wasn't sure if I was gonna bust up in that mug with some cameras trying to prove you wrong, so you got rid of your hoardiness.
You know what? Because you want some new stuff? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You might knock on this door and we be doing some surprise St. Louis Hustle podcast. Is she or is she not a hoarder?
Be like, is that the clearinghouse sweepstakes people? Open up the door, read it. Michelle, you're a hoarder. Whoa, wait. You want some new stuff. So when people be on new stuff, you be like, he wouldn't. No, that joker, he just might. So yeah, I had to get rid of it early.
So Kenneth Martin said my grandma was a small hoarder. We were able to clean up because we moved her to a different state. So we threw things away while she wasn't paying attention, right? And that's a good sign of a hoarder, is when you can throw some of their stuff away and they don't even miss it. They don't even realize it's gone.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that you was hoarding some stuff, Grandma. You was hoarding some stuff.
You know, that's so funny because that joker just chimed in. I was like, if this jigger put me on blast, because we go round and round. Kenneth Martin is a neat freak, and anybody that knows Kenneth Martin knows that he is a neat freak. And we've always over the years have gone round and round about, chill, you need to clear up, chill, you need to chill. Oh my God, I can't believe you look like this. Oh my God. And I'll be like, okay, you want to clean up? Let me give you a trash bag and a mop and go over there, get busy, make yourself happy. Make yourself at home.
Yeah. Say you know where the broom is.
Thank you. You're visiting. Go ahead and help out. So another thing I wanted to look at is, okay, so what's the difference? Some people still may have trouble identifying, am I really a hoarder? Like, I like to collect things, not me. I don't really have hobbies like that, but some people like to collect things. And so can that spill over into? It can if it's not controlled. And here's the difference between a hoarder and a collector. Collectors will organize and display their items. They're proud of them. They want the world to see. Hoarders, they pull everything in. Don't you come up in here. Don't look for nothing. Don't touch nothing. They bet back. If you come in here, you're going to fall down. So there's more organization with collectors. So I dug a little deeper. What's the difference? And this is for you, sir. Sir. What is the difference between being a hoarder and being messy?
Yes. Well, help a brother out.
And the site that I went to, and I forget the site. It was the OCD. This was off the OCD website, right, where it studies. And this OCD website has all these different compulsions on there. And so under the hoarding one, this was listed. A messy person knows full well old magazines have to be recycled. I was like, oh, scolding? Okay, you know damn well that you don't need all them plastic bags on top of your refrigerator. Somebody, I'm gonna read your mail. Could be my own. On top of my refrigerator. What's on top of your refrigerator right now, Cortez?
Probably 6 boxes of open cereal, 4 of which are stale as a mug.
You tried it, didn't you?
And neither me or the other residents that reside here will throw them away. I'm like, hey guys, what are we? I don't eat cereal, Michelle. I'm like, what are we waiting on? Y'all opened them a month ago. Y'all know y'all not gonna eat them. What are we waiting on to just throw them away?
Right.
And it's funny because the new cereal will come, and then we're trying to force the new cereal up there with the old cereal. We're knocking stuff over, Michelle, and it's a mess. It's a mess. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. And as far as the grocery bags, it's like, you know, you have what we do is we put the grocery bags inside one grocery bag. And then it's like when that mug becomes like a pillow, right? And then we just start another one. Now we got like 6 grocery bag pillows, right? Like instead of down feathers, we got grocery bag pillows. It's like, what is this, right? And it's like we're going to the store next week. We're gonna get 50 more. Can we throw some of these away, please? And,
I recently just started throwing away my trash bags because of that. I think it's a Black folks thing when they introduced the era of the supermarket where Aldi's and those ones where you had to bring your own bag, you had to pay for bags. It's over. We need to reduce costs for you if you pay for bags. And I think that's where it started. People just start keeping, I'm gonna need this, so I don't have to pay for a bag when I go. And it did. You're right. It got out of control. Mine live on the top of my refrigerator. I don't know how that became the home of all my bags, but that's just where they live. When I was a kid, they lived in the corner behind the table where we all ate. It was in the corner. I'll put this bag over there. It was just like a mound. The mound of bags taller than me.
So we got ours hidden, Michelle, in this little curio cabinet in the corner of our kitchen. We got a very small kitchen, right? But that's also where we keep our dog food, right? We feed the dog 2-3 times a day, and every time, Michelle, not sometimes, not often, every time we open the cabinet to feed the dog, all these damn bags come falling out. So,
Yeah.
so,
All of a
so
sudden, you're doing a magic trick.
right, yeah. So now we gotta stuff the bags back, and it's a ritual. We stuff the bags back in the way that they will most certainly fall out again next time. And this. So what do you
Lee,
call
come put your
that?
hip on this.
What you call that disorder, right? Yeah, yeah.
Right, that's a little bit of insanity there, because I think, and again, we do it because we're like, I gotta clean that out one day, and that one day just never comes, right? And I think that with the whole, it's a mentality. I think it's, and this was my homegirl that was on the show last week, Vanessa Gibson. She made a very good point. I think a lot of times it comes from when people hoard. One of the reasons, there's many, it comes from fear of lack. You're afraid you're gonna run out of bags. You don't want to run out of bags, because again, we don't want to pay a quarter for a bag or 10 cents for a bag every time we go. So if I keep a personal stock, I won't ever run out because I got bags. Now, do we ever take the same damn bags to the store with us when we go? No. We don't take our own bags. Of course not.
Because normally we stop to the store on the way home from work, because we're not leaving the house. And even when we do leave the house, nobody thinks, "Hey, grab the bags. Let's recycle the bags." And Janelle has another good point as well. He says, "Listen, sometimes with hoarders, there's usually some life event, like a loss of a loved one, that triggers it. They get to the point where they don't want to lose anything else." That is great. Kenneth said, I use them old grocery bags or trash bags in the bathroom. We do too, Kenneth. We just don't have that much trash.
Right.
It's like,
right. I got them in trash cans. You know what I'm saying? And you don't use them for the bathroom trash can. Like, how much trash are you better not answer this. Like, how much trash are you putting in your bathroom trash can?
We do the same thing. It's like, I want to use them in the bathroom trash, and I'm gonna, might hang one on the kitchen door if we got trash bags and stuff. But we don't have that much trash to use 80,000 kitchen trash bags. And it's funny, there's a look, Michelle, that goes on when we come from the grocery store and we're gathering the bags up, and we're both looking at each other like, "You gonna throw them away? You gonna throw them away?" It's like, "No, okay, let's put them under the thing with the dog food."
They're gonna avalanche bags again. Totally. I recently started throwing them away, though. I'll be honest, because I looked on top of the refrigerator and I'm like, I got the pillow bags going on, and so I recently just started throwing those bags away. And it's a little therapeutic. But sometimes I need the receipt be in the bag, but damn, I kept that, I'd have had it. It's gone. So it's just weird. And then Janelle hit on something. Thanks for stealing the thunder. But that's where we're going. Some of the mental things behind why people hoard. And absolutely right was Janelle from Big Black Barbecue. Big Black. Is it Big Black Barbecue? Is that
Big Blacks, yeah.
Big Blacks, okay.
Yeah.
So absolutely correct with that. Some of the signs, right? That you or a loved one could be a hoarder. Parts of your home become unusable. Right? Because there's so much stuff in there, and you're like, I ain't going in there no more. I was out until I cleaned my room somewhat. I wasn't going in my bedroom. I'm like, I'm not going in there. That's too much for me right now. And I was sleeping. Ooh, here come a real moment. Oh man, here it goes. I was sleeping in my living room for like 3 months because I was like, I'm not going in there. There's too much stuff on the bed. I can't find it here right now. And it was just,
If you want to know if somebody is a hoarder, get them talking, because eventually it comes out. It comes out. It comes out.
Right.
Just keep them talking. Keep them talking. And eventually they're gonna tell on themselves, "You done hoarded your way out of your bedroom for 3 months, Michelle. What the heck?"
I slept in my bed last night for the first time in like 3.5, 4 months, but I had to work my way there. And going back to what Jonelle was talking about, a lot of times depression will cause you to go there, and then a lot of times loss of a loved one. So he had definitely hit that right on the head. And really, for real, these pandemic times, it can mess with your mind if you don't have the ability. You know what I'm saying? If you are not rooted and grounded to I'm gonna say the word of God. I was gonna say something You can be rooted and grounded to the wrong daggone thing. But if you are rooted and grounded to the word of God and you have a relationship with him, it's not that you're going to suffer, because I know I have a relationship with God. But I still went through depression. I still battle with it. I live by myself. My kids are grown. Not like I'm like this cave woman and no one ever comes to see me. But in these times, you really can't just have anybody in your house. My kids will drop by, but because they are out in frequent places, I'm out in frequent places. We don't spend a great deal of time at each other's homes because you don't know who's carrying what at one time, mask or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that could kind of lead you into that situation. I think the key part is recognizing, seeing those signs. The fact that I didn't want to go in there, I didn't want to be in there. I was like, that's a problem. And every time I went in there, I would stand and look and just be overwhelmed and say, forget it, not today. And I finally got started. Like I said, I literally had to take a trash bag and just go around the room, dresser, everywhere, and just trash. If I ain't touched it in a certain amount of time, it's gone. And I threw out, they thought I was dragging a dead body out of here. The trash bag was up to my waist. They was like, you know, you going to jail. I'm sorry. It's just trash. It's not about
one of them big construction bags. Like, this is, no, Michelle, that ain't no trash in there. What you got going on, lady? That's
right. Seriously, I felt like somebody's gonna turn me in because that box was just that bag was just that big. So
and my cousin Sarah says, hey Sarah, she said it isolates you from other people too.
Yes.
And I think that's how it actually can get worse too. It's like you get to a place where people are like, man, I ain't going over to your house. You got stuff all over the place. And then you get to a place where you know ain't nobody coming. So you just continue to put stuff all over the place, and it could get really, really crazy. And that's my experience just based on watching some of the Hoarder episodes. And I, for me, I know mental illness is real. I've experienced it myself. But some things, Michelle, I just like, come on, that's some tomfoolery right there. You just gonna keep on piling that stuff in there. And I'm like, no, some people, it's like, people who go to garage sales, right? And yard sales and stuff, and everything $1, give me the whole yard. Like,
give it all to me.
You ain't got no room for that stuff in your house. That's all right. I'm gonna find a place for it. And I think that's a key phrase that you hear from a lot of hoarders. Oh, I just haven't found a place for it yet.
Yep.
You're not gonna find a place for it because you got more stuff in here than you got places.
Seriously. And when it's to the ceiling, now I think with me, and this is I've heard this said by psychologists before. My living room clean, my kitchen clean, my bathroom clean. The mess lived in my room. And so they say a lot of times when a person is depressed or they're recovering from some kind of mental trauma, or they're just going through, it's a mental thing, they'll find a room, right, and push it to that one place. I keep the outside clean because I want people to think, okay, she's okay. When deep down inside, something going on in the middle. There's something going on in the middle. Bedrooms in the middle of in my apartment. Something going on in the middle. Something going on in the middle.
Wow.
And until I was able to talk about it, and sometimes, just talking about issues in life and just getting it out. Sometimes, and I know with me, I'm so busy trying to be okay that I forget that it's okay not to be okay. And talking about it and discussing it with people, it helped because it helped me to stand in that doorway and say, enough is enough. Let me get these things together, throw these things out, and wash these things. And I still got a little bit of ways to go. And it wasn't stuck to my ceiling, but it's just still, for me, I know I didn't grow up like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Again, a little messy here and there, but just stuff all over the bed to the point where I can't get in it. You know what I'm saying? No,
yeah.
I was only going in there to dress. That was my dressing room.
Gotcha. My favorite lyric, one of my favorite lyrics of all time, man. It's okay not to be okay. Matter of fact, I need y'all to do me a favor, man. If y'all watching this live, type that in the comments, man, because somebody needs that for themselves. And even if you don't need it, somebody needs to read it 13 times. Looks like we got 13 people watching live. Type that in the comments for me if you're not driving or something like that. It's okay not to be okay. And that's a huge, huge, huge deal. And basically you're saying that the same way we compartmentalize traumas in our mind, and block them off and kind of keep them in this space because we're not quite ready to deal with them. Hoarders will compartmentalize their living space and say, hey, this is where all the evidence of trauma in my life, where everything's just going into this one space, and I'm going to close this room off and nobody's ever going to use it. And it's the same way we got that space in our mind where when somebody wrongs us, mistreats us, things don't go our way. Instead of us saying, hey, man, I'm upset that this didn't go my way, we have that little place that we just shove all of that stuff in. And that's what happened to me that led to my mental breakdown. This false sense of masculinity that says a man is not supposed to feel, a man is not supposed to cry, a man is not supposed to show emotion. All of that stuff festers on the inside. And because of my personality, I didn't explode, I imploded. And that was, it was crazy. So now, you know, I have my ways of saying, hey, I'm not okay with this. And I don't hold grudges, but it's the equivalent of you throwing away that thing instead of putting it over here and saying, okay, I'm gonna deal with it later. No, it ain't worth nothing today. It ain't gonna be worth nothing tomorrow. Throw it away. Them grocery bags ain't worth nothing today. They ain't gonna be worth nothing tomorrow. Throw them away.
I'm never gonna put something in all those bags. Right. Never am I gonna fill up those bags. It's just they're there. So look, I want to go back to cousin Sarah's comment where she was talking about some you know, when I was saying that my room, I just put being in the room, and then she just made the comment that it makes you
it isolates you.
And I said, sure did, because I wasn't having no bedroom company. I was just like, I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, but I was isolated. I was like, well, thank you, God. I'm isolated. I had no bedroom company in 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, let's go back to your place. No.
We're not going there. Oh, what, you got a man? Yeah, his name is Bag Pillow. Pillow Bag. Mr. Bag Pillow.
Yes.
I was a real bag lady.
Piled up to the ceiling, right?
Right, man. So you were talking about the Hoarder show. So I watched that show back episodes last night in preparation for this because I really wanted to get inside the Hoarder's mind. Jesus. So I know I'm not a hoarder. I should have had stuff to say, you know, you're not a hoarder because you don't do this foolishness. And this lady, she, you know, when you send somebody flowers, those little sticks that they put inside the flowers, it holds a card. She had a collection of them. Just had them. Wow. And so the lady, the psychiatrist was like, what are these? Those are for when people, and she had it fanned out. So she was like, what are these? She's like, those are for when people gave me cards or gave me flowers and stuff. Why? And then I find my collector for what purpose? I mean, you would never know when you might need them. When you go need them. She kept pushing and pushing. When she pushed her, it's almost like when we did the whole Greenbelt thing, Cortez at Equifax, and they trained you how to do the 5 whys.
Right.
She just kept saying, when will you need them? What will you need them for? Tell me an occasion where you would need these. Well, I just take them. Oh, okay.
Right.
She gave up the ghost.
Yeah, because it either becomes just take them or they want to fight you. It's like,
she was borderline. She threw them. When she said just take them, she threw them at the lady and walked off. So that was like a smackdown. It was kind of like a smackdown. But really, when you push a person on those things that are useless, like why are you keeping? My dad does that. My dad will keep used paper plates. Stop it, Daddy. Where are you going with it? Oh, you might need them again. At least wash the daggone food off of them just crumbs from the last meal you ate 2 weeks ago. I'm just, I just save paper plates by using them twice. No, you're hoarding.
It's like, we got things called dishes. If you want to keep something, then you want to reuse it. We have something for that now.
Right.
These are what we call disposable. They are made to be thrown away.
Daddy's like, I'm getting 2 uses out of it. Plastic. Why are we washing plastic with people? Cut it out. Yeah. So I mean, that's part of the hoarding mentality. And the pets. Not even going there. The feces, because people are not being sanitary and they're not cleaning. You got 5 dogs and 3 cats. And all of this mess, you have some unwanted pets. You got roaches, rats, and all kind of other foolishness going around in there. It's unsanitary. And most of these situations I saw on the show, the city was going to come in and condemn the person's house, and they still fought. They still fought. They had some success stories where people were able to turn it around, but this Hoarders 2.0, them folks fought to the death. They waited till the cameras left, and they went out and found every piece of stitch and thing they took out.
All that stuff on the curb, they went to put that stuff back in the house.
That's why they call it "We Got Junk People," because they know if they don't take it away, it's going right back up in there.
Like, hey, y'all gotta come quick. We were able to get it out the house, but they're still tethered to it. Please come get this stuff. Or this stuff is going back in the house.
Ridiculous.
Now, speaking of, the feces and all, listen, guys, if there is anybody on this planet that should have coronavirus and don't, it's these people that's living with 17 animals. I never knew that dogs and cats can get along, but I've got 4 dogs, I've got a snake, 2 birds, and I've got 14 cats.
Right.
And when I feed them all, I don't throw away the food containers. Right? It's just like,
oh, it was so horrible. It was bad.
You're gonna feed them, and then you're gonna open the can, and the cat's gonna eat the food, and then you're gonna toss the can. Now you got a whole room full of empty cat cans of cat food, pet food. Like, man, come on, people.
Stop playing. That's for the mice, okay? You feed the cat and you discard so that the cat don't eat the mice. You understand that it's the hoarder's logic.
It's the hoarder's logic. Yeah. What are some other things? I know we got some stuff that we want to cover, but what are some other things that you saw them collecting? Right? Because they think they're collectors. It's like, hey, listen, I'm going to collect this little stick with this card on it, so that if I ever go buy somebody some flowers, like they don't give me these things for free, I'm going to bring my own. Like we should be bringing our groceries bags back to the store. I'm going to bring my little sticks to the flower shop. So when I buy somebody, hey, no, I want you to put the card in this one, right? And this is the one from my house. So it's crazy, man. But
yes, they weren't clean. I ain't mentioned that they weren't clean. Oh yeah, no, just get past the marinara sauce or something that's dripping from there. Just stick the card right there. No, they like marinara. It's okay. They'll be fine. They'll be okay. Yeah, you're right. I saw people that were collecting this one. When I tell you, this man was an older man. He had a bottle of a 6-pack of, I think, vintage, some soda that they don't make anymore. He was like, I'm collecting. And they don't even make those kind of sodas anymore. And the lady was like, well, why don't you just throw them away? You don't drink them. You try to drink it now, it's probably rancid. You'll get sick. Why don't you throw it away? No. And now when I tell you the man, she took that 6-pack of sodas from him, was bottled sodas, and he started swinging. Camera started moving and shaking, and you saw hair flying. And I was like, that man was serious. That's exactly what it was. Because he was like, get them back, get those back. He was serious about the vintage sodas that was going to kill him. And so you just see them collecting. Oh, this one guy collected old cars out in the backyard. Just cars. I'm going to fix that up. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to fix that. No, them cars been out there 20 years. And you've been going to fix them ever since. And it really is a mental condition where you just, man, in your mind you think something's happening, and in your mind it's happening, and you're gonna really do it, but in reality it never happens. It was really, really sad. And then when they are willing to give up these worthless items, baby dolls with the eye plucked out. What you need with a one-eyed baby doll? Where are you going with that? Someone's baby might want this. You're scared of baby. Who wants a one-eyed baby doll? Picking up stuff that's been duct taped together out the trash, going through other people's trash.
It's crazy, and I often say that your perception is your reality, and the way our minds are built. I mean, you just got to give God glory, because we are so exceptionally made and magnificent. I mean, it's just crazy, because what we see those people do not see.
Yep.
I mean, literally, they see a place to sit in their living room. We see every sitting surface has got papers and stuff all over the place. We see, you know, you got stuff all over and you got this much walk room. They see it's crazy how our mind works, and it basically tries to normalize to keep that person sanity, but it's you got to give glory to God on how he created us, and just like we say, compartmentalize, and this person don't see none of the stuff that we see, and that's the difficult part is when we look at the doll with the one eye missing one leg, that's not what they see. They see the doll in its original form, and it's got a little scratch on the eye, and the leg is a little bit. No, the leg ain't there.
It's gone. It's gone.
So
there's no leg.
You got to have empathy and sympathy for these people who, you know, because of the way our minds work, they don't. We can't. You can never see the world from somebody else's eyes. And as a result, it's hard for us to say without judgment that there's something wrong up there. But no, in their minds, what they see is something completely different than what we see. So we have to be careful and be compassionate with people who do get caught up in this whole hoarding cycle, because it is a real psychological disorder.
It totally is. It's so funny because we make a little bit of light of it. But in a hoarder's mind, you know, a lot of times they really go through anxiety when you ask them to remove things. They can't organize these things. They just know that it's there. Now, some of the people that I did see in the special last night, they knew they were all at their breaking point. But if you encounter a hoarder that's not at their breaking point, you're right. They don't have the eyes to see it, right? And they're gonna fight you tooth and nail. But a person that they hit rock bottom and they finally see it. They had a gentleman on there, handsome man, who was dating this woman. She had never been to his house. It was going out for over a year. And you ain't at, first of all, it's a problem. I ain't never been to the house. We're going out of here. What's going on in the house?
Yeah. You know? And I'm not thinking hoarder. I'm thinking Jeffrey Dahmer or something. So
you know what I'm saying? Now, and so the man said he can organize at her house. He cleans and does everything he's supposed to do at her house. He brought her there. And when I tell you, this lady flipped out. When I tell you, this lady was like, oh God, oh God, this is not okay. Oh, she was like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to stay together. All of a sudden, I love him so much, and I really see a future. She saw that mess. Oh hell no.
Yeah, right.
She was like, this is not okay. And she looked at him. She was like,
who are you, sir?
She was like, something wrong with you. Right. She was like, this is not okay. Do you think this is okay? This is not okay. What are you doing? She fell, tried to get up in there and tried to get out, stepping on stuff, something just, this one lady was barefoot in her place. I'm like, she ain't got no shoes on, and you couldn't touch the floor, so she's walking on sunshine up in that mud.
Wow.
I would faint if I stepped on something squishy and couldn't identify it. I would just be like, truth is, I'm tired. Take me to the cave because I am go. What happened to she had a heart attack in her own damn house? What happened? Was it just no place? Her last words was, "What is that between my toes?" And then she just went to glory. I wouldn't be able to deal with it. I wouldn't be a very good hoarder.
So Janelle said this guy was hoarding rats. Over 100 was found in his house. Walls, ceilings, everywhere.
Nasty.
Right? It's crazy. And
oh my God.
It's crazy, man. But yeah, you got what are some of the signs of hoarding?
Yeah.
Parts of your home become unusable. No organization to the clutter. The hoarded items hold no value. You have a lot of pets.
Ding, ding.
Your home is becoming unsanitary. Increased social isolation, combative or defensive when confronted. Now, I need all of this stuff.
I did. I need that bed to hold and clothes and shoes and papers and stuff. Yeah.
That makes me think of my sister-in-law. Now, she's not a hoarder, but when I tell you, Michelle, we've moved probably 3 times, and we've got these important documents of hers that we've been carrying around with us on every move. She's like, hey, I'm coming to get my important documents. Like, sis, these important documents can't be too important.
Right. That she got you hoarding.
We've had them with us for 15 years. So how important are they?
Oh my.
Yes, I need those. Michelle, they're in the garage. They're neatly filed in the file cabinet that I have to move with us everywhere we go. And then
So
she
you're
tells me, why am I important documents in the garage? And I'm like, you
going to the house?
they have a home at all over here. They're your important documents. Come get these mugs.
You don't want them in your house, but you want them in mine. Yeah, that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been hauling these important documents for a while. And they're sitting in the garage, and we're in a 1-year lease, and the kids are growing, so we're probably going to downsize yet again to a 1-bedroom condo somewhere. And guess what, Michelle? We're probably going to pay for the important documents to be in storage somewhere because they have fully become our responsibility.
It's like a child. Y'all just adopted. Congratulations.
They are now my important documents, Michelle, is what they are.
You just adopted whatever issue she had. Congratulations. It's yours. It's a boy and a girl.
Yes.
And a lawsuit and a bankruptcy and
yes.
5 old jobs worth of pay stubs.
Right. Yes. Whatever they are from 15 years ago, they're my important documents now, Michelle.
You know what? That's your Cortez is a giver. He is a giver. He just get, hey, I got some stuff over here. I used to do that, carry around old bills in my pocketbook, but hey, I just come over there and give them to you.
Yeah, I'll keep them. I'll keep them. As long as you say they're important, then I'll keep them.
Right. That could be another side business. Look at this, the hustle. Look at God.
I'm telling you.
Document storage business. There it is.
Just bring your important stuff over here. I'll keep it, man, and I'll lug it around with me everywhere I move. I'll keep it now. I'll take good care of it. Right. If you don't mind it being in the garage, then that's fine.
Exactly. And instead of getting rid of your old cereal, don't do that. That guy right there. Give it to him. He'll put it right up on the refrigerator.
I got a refrigerator for your old cereal, man. Just bring it on over.
That's what happens when you give back to the community. You know,
there you go.
You give back to the community. So I did want to. You covered some of those signs. We all know that at the end of the day, hoarding to the extreme with pets and feces and nasty yuckiness can make you sick, right? Especially if you're a senior. There was a senior citizen who had the little who shot the John Giddy up over her nose, the oxygen. You have to have oxygen, and you got roaches, cats, rats, mice, dogs, gerbils, all these. They stealing all your oxygen. That's why you can't breathe.
That's right. You can't breathe because you can't clean out the feces and that smell is
Howard, that's another thing. All these people with these bad, I was like, how the smell in there got to be like. I'm the type of person, I can't be somewhere and I smell something and I can't identify the smell. Drives me crazy. Oh boy, it drives me crazy. I get OCD.
Inspector Gadget, Sherlock Holmes on the smell.
Two things. I gotta know where it's coming from, and I gotta know what it is.
Eddie Murphy life, when he said, "I got to know." What for? I got to tell you where I'm going. I got to know. So you got to know where that smell.
I got to know where it's coming from and what it is. Once it's coming from this area. What is that? I used to have this house I used to rent. Squirrels were getting into this shaft outside, this little vent, and getting stuck in the wall. They get in there and couldn't get out. And I walk on my living room, and I'm like, I smell bologna in here. What is that smell? And I found it, tracked it to the wall, and then at night I heard scratching. I was like, oh, the scratching has stopped, but now it smells like bologna.
You know what done happened to the squirrels?
Scratching the squirrel. That's what done happened. So those effects, I mean, seriously, a person could die in it, right? Not just, I had a heart attack because of the clutter. No, those fumes that can mess with your lungs and mess with you if you have any kind of lung disorder or respiratory issues. You think COVID is bad. Get up in there with a hoarder and that breathing that air.
Yeah.
Nastiness. It's just it's a serious deal. I mean, like I said, we can make a little bit of lightness out of it, but it's a lot of times people be like, "Oh, you just clean up." For a hoarder, because it's a mental thing. It's not just you can clean their house 20 times over, and all they're gonna do is find more clutter to bring in. Until you deal with this, that is when you can kind of beat, overcome, or get past that hoarding condition. So it's mental.
That's why old boy was cleaning up at his girlfriend's house. He was getting it ready.
He was.
Ooh, yes. Look at that table with absolutely nothing on it. Oh yeah,
My plastic fork collection is.
I saw some stuff on the curb down the street. Huh?
Going right there. Yep. My toilet paper roll, the little doohickey in the middle of the toilet paper. My collection of toilet paper rolls is going right there.
Stack that right there. Yes.
You make a little man out of them. Why?
Right.
Where's the man going? What's the purpose of the toilet paper roll, man? It's cute, but what's the purpose of it? It's decoration. It's not. It's toilet paper rolls. Okay? People use that tissue to wipe their tookies.
Yes. So I know we're at the top of the hour, Michelle. What can we do to help these folks?
Well, I hadn't got that far. I'm very sorry. What can we do to help a hoarder? Basically, get them some help. Two things. Talk to them is the first thing. So communication is important. You need to find out where they are, because if they're not there, all your efforts will be fruitless. Sometimes you got to know when to walk away. If you make the effort and the person's not there, but they're living in squalor to the point where they're about to lose everything, and you've made those efforts, you can try to push them over the edge. But if they're not ready to, if you can't get to the root of what's causing the hoarding, and that person won't let you get to the root and to deal with it, you may just have to kind of shake the dust off your feet and keep pushing. You may have to do that. But if you do identify that the person is at the stage where they're wanting help, get them professional help. Sometimes, and you say this all the time, we love our pastors. A good pastor, no, let me not say it like that. Some pastors in some situations take it upon themselves to not just get strong in clergy, but they get strong in biblical or counseling, Christian counseling. Right? So that they can speak to the needs of the people beyond, yes, biblical, but let me make it tangible, real life and biblical for you.
Yeah.
So, we get professional help, someone that has a degree or something in counseling. You just can't go talk to Big Mama about this. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? You came from Big, she who got you started. So she the one kicked us off. So go get help.
Big Mama with the mason jar lids all over the place.
And mason jars, and she ain't never doing fruit, put them in there. Did it one damn time.
You ain't saying nothing in 40 years, Big Mama. Got these jars all over the place.
Now we're drinking out of them. That's how it became popular. About Big Mama went throwing what, baby? You better use that for a drinking glass. Yes, ma'am. And that's how they became. Somebody came along, was like, "Oh, stick a handle on it." Now it's a thing.
Now it's the thing.
That's the thing. But you get them the help they need. Once you know that they're ready, get them psychological help, and then get them the physical help. Realize when the mess, if it's stacked to the ceiling, that's too big for you. Because what'll happen is you run the risk of the person going backwards, because it's going to take them too long to get there. It really is. If you call these got junk people, I was going to call them to just come get a sofa and a table for me. But you could pay a little bit of money and under $100, sometimes right about $100. But they'll come and not only get the junk out, but they'll tidy up afterwards. I'm like, oh, you going to clean up too? Hey, turn up.
Nice.
So
I might be able to put that in the budget once a quarter.
Seriously.
Man, got junk. Come on through. What you need, sir? I heard y'all clean up a little bit. Just sweep it on out. Yeah.
Some of the boxes on top of the refrigerator.
Those cereal. No, don't mess with the ones in the front. The ones in the back. Get those. And those important documents in the garage. I can go ahead and take those.
My sister-in-law, I'll be like, you know what? When I see you, Joker, when I see you, if she watching, look, is that Sarah? It better not be Sarah's mom. She's like, I'm telling my mama. I'm telling you. Ooh, Lord help me. But if you leave the mess too long, the person might have a chance of reverting backwards and going into, you need to, once a person identifies, yes, I need help, yes, it's a problem. Once they're there, you need to quickly be able to get rid of the clutter if you can. So if it take a family effort, but it needs to be done as quick as possible before that person sees things, creates memories, and begins to hold on. You got to catch them when they hot. So that was my research that I did from watching hours and hours of Hoarders. So.
Hoarders. You said something that was profound, and it reminded me of a post that posted yesterday. When you got to know when the task is too big for you, right? And she posted yesterday, and I actually had to speak on this myself because it was profound. And we're gonna have to do a show on this as well. She said it's okay to meet people where they are, but no, it's okay to leave them there too. I mean, some of us. So when you meet people where they are,
Jesus.
they are not ready to move on from the lifestyle of a hoarder.
Yep.
It's okay to leave them there. Yeah. And what I often say is, listen, I have what's called an open invitation for anybody that wants to elevate their lives and they want my help. But I cannot stop the train to wait on you to want the help, right? Some people are not ready to participate in their own rescue, and you have to be okay with that, and you have to keep it moving, right? So they call that the hero complex. I'm with you on that because I suffer with the hero complex. I'm always trying to help save somebody, right?
I'm a fixer.
Saver. I always want to save somebody, right? Because that's just kind of my makeup. But you know, if you're that person and the person who's hoarding is not quite ready, then you have to walk away. Maybe you leave them a list of resources so that when they are ready, they have some numbers to call. Give them that open invitation. Hey, man, if you ever want to get rid of 95% of this stuff, man, it's on me.
Right.
I got it. I got 1-800 junk on speed dial.
Right, you hear me? Right.
But I can't force you to that place where you want to get rid of that stuff.
That's it.
Last word, Tim?
Last words, man, it's great to love others, but love yourself enough to be able to love others. You know what I'm saying? So that in being, love yourself to get the mental health, love yourself enough to get the mental health that you need. Most people that suffer from some illnesses kind of know there's something wrong, but it's scary to take that first step. And I think a lot of times in getting help for yourself, it all starts with self-love. You can't love yourself. How you gonna love me? Yeah. You can't love you.
That's right.
It's you, you know, and there's nothing wrong with loving you first. It shows me that you have the ability to love.
There you go.
So I'm gonna just say
that. Perfect. And you made me forget what I was gonna say for my last word.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I would say just make sure that if everybody around, because I know your perception is your reality, but if everybody in your life is calling you a hoarder, you probably a hoarder, right? If 1 or 2 people are saying it, okay. But if everybody is saying you're a hoarder, you probably a hoarder, and you need to take heed and take action. Yeah. So with that, man, we appreciate you guys listening. We went a little over today, but Shell is funny, and I had to make sure we got the serious stuff in with the funny stuff. So until we talk to y'all next time, get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it. Each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.